back again.
Not to us, though. No, to them, yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the Thursday, September 11th, 2025 meeting of the Indian River County Planning and Zoning Commission. We'll call this meeting to order and we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll follow the Pledge of Allegiance with a moment of silence in memory of September 11th.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any additions or deletions to tonight's agenda?
No, sir.
None. There are no minutes to approve, so we have two items to consider tonight. The first item is Compton Outdoor Storage, and this is a request for a major site plan approval for a recreational vehicle and boat parking and storage facility. Wayne and Stephanie Compton are the owners. Schulke, Biddle, and Stoddard is the agent. Zoning designation is IL, Light Industrial. Land use designation is CI, Commercial Industrial. Are there any declaration of ex parte communications?
No, sir.
None. Swear in all participants. Anyone who would like to speak on this, please be sworn in now.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Mr. Chair, before we proceed, if we could also, and I'm sorry, aside from the ex parte communications, can we ask if everyone here is going to have an open mind because it is a quasi, I believe this is a quasi judicial.
I'm sorry, say that again?
If they will have an open mind when they're making their vote, they can and they will, because I believe this is a quasi judicial, is it not?
They've
Yes.
added that to not only.
We should have that on there. If you all can have an open mind and everyone just answers yes.
And is that from now
But if
on?
we had no ex parte,
That doesn't mean you have an.
okay.
So the wording from here on out will be any ex parte communication?
Communication.
And does everyone have an open mind?
Yes, and then they just answer, yes, they can and they will. They'll make their open mind, use their open mind to make their decision.
Yes, I can and I will.
And do we go commissioner by commissioner or just
Yes, you just look and they go down, that's all.
interesting?
Thank you.
Very
Interesting.
interesting.
We should be doing that, and it's something that we had caught this last time around, and we need to make sure we're doing it.
It happened when you were gone, Jonathan, they caught me.
Yeah, well, I've never heard it, but you're going to have to remind me as we go along.
That's all right, I just
All
want,
right, so open mind?
Does have a closed mind.
Open mind?
Yes.
Yep, yes,
Will.
Yes.
yes. Yes,
Not only open, but empty.
yeah, we knew that,
We damn sure.
The mind's a terrible thing to lose.
yeah.
But yes, I will.
All right, so now we can proceed. Everyone's sworn in, right? Staff presentation.
Good evening, Chair and members of the board. Before you today is the Compton Outdoor Storage Major Site Plan. This property is zoned IL, which is our light industrial zoning. The property is west of 102nd Terrace. The only reason why this is before you tonight is because it does trip the threshold of being over 150,000 square feet of impervious surface area. It is an outright permitted use within this zoning district, and had it been under that threshold, it actually would have been a staff level approval. So here's a blown up aerial to give you an idea of kind of what's around this site. To the west of this property is the city of Fellsmere jurisdiction. I believe there's also park space over there as well. Most of the properties are undeveloped with the exception of some warehousing around the site. Site plan is going to call for 141 spaces for boat parking, RV parking, and then the applicant also intends to maybe allow some trailer parking and some other outdoor storage type uses. Traffic circulation plan is going to call for one full access driveway connection to 102nd Terrace. There's also going to be one gated entrance that's further to the west on the site just to control access in and out of the site. Stormwater plan is going to call for one large stormwater pond to the western edge of the site. There's going to be two smaller ponds that are going to be in the central portion of the site around all of the parking. Landscape plan is going to call for two roadway buffers that are going to be immediately adjacent to 102nd Terrace. There is also one roadway buffer that's going to be slightly off of the roadway, and that was to preserve a wetland that is on the property. Staff recommends that the PZC approve the proposed major site plan for the Compton Outdoor Storage with the following conditions. These conditions relate to final landscaping, street lighting, tree protection, and mitigation plans, and also the dedication of any conservation easements that are going to be necessary for the project, and then the construction of all other improvements that are indicated on the site plan. I'm available for any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Any commissioner questions on my left? Mark?
There's so many parking spaces for the units being stored, but where do the owners and visitors or whoever else, employees, park?
So the intention is for them to come on the site, and they'll just park adjacent to wherever their parking spaces are. Like if they have a boat, they'll, come in, anchor the boat, put it in the parking space, and then pull out and go out of the development.
So they park on their storage space.
It'll be in the drive aisles, but these uses are typically very low use, so you wouldn't typically have multiple, people using this at all hours of the day.
You said it'd be in the aisles? Is that the way most of these things go?
Well, so for boat parking, usually you would tow your boat, you'd bring it in, I would assume back it into the parking space and then pull out.
You don't camp out,
Yeah.
you leave.
Okay.
You good, Mark? Yep. Tell me anything.
I have none.
Anything on my right?
I have a comment, but I'll wait until everyone's done.
What level landscape is this?
So this is just going to be our standard, it's called a local road buffer. So because this is not a thoroughfare plan road, it's going to be the step down to it. So there's still going to be minimal landscaping. But it's not a type A, B, or C, if that's what you're asking. Yeah.
There's buffer all the way around, they'll
Yes.
maintain buffer all the way around.
Yes, and then there's also going to be the preserved wetland, which is approximately 0.21 acres.
Chip, any questions?
No, sir.
I guess, Calvin, it's to you.
No, I just wanted to comment, I have been familiar with Mr. Compton's current business venture, and I know that everything he's ever done in the past is first class. Personally, when I look at this, in this site plan, and it's in an industrial park, I would much rather, and we have a need for this. People live in HOAs, they can't have a motorhome, they can't have a boat, they can't have this. But I would much rather see this than see something like this on US 1. And with that, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Well, let's go through the public comment.
Yes, sir.
Yep,
My apologies.
Yep, you'll have your chance. Any other commissioners? All right, this is, the floor is open for public comment. Anyone who would like to comment on this, either one of the podiums?
Yeah, good evening. Jeff Marquette here with Schilke Biddle and Stoddard. I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Compton, and I'll sit down and be quiet if you want to move on with that. but-
You should have.
Yes, sir.
You should have, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
I don't think there's any damage you can do at this point.
Be happy to try to
Knock yourself
answer
out of
any
this,
questions.
Yeah. Any questions?
Thank you.
Very good. I'll go ahead and, any other public comment? I'll go ahead and close the public comment. Any additional commissioners? Otherwise, Calvin?
Can I make a motion to approve?
Sure.
I'll second.
All right, motion to approve, second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Very good. Very good. You didn't do any damage.
How come it didn't go smooth like this last meeting?
Our second agenda item tonight is a public hearing, and it is Laurel Homes rezoning, and this is Laurel Homes Incorporated's request to rezone approximately 9.24 acres from A1 Agricultural District to RM8 Multiple Family Residential District. Any ex parte communications?
No, sir.
Can everyone evaluate this request without bias?
Yes.
Chip?
Yeah, I'd like to say so that I can, although I do live nearby.
Okay. Calvin?
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes for me?
Same answer as before.
Yes, okay, very good. We'll swear in all participants. Anyone who would like to speak on this, please get sworn in.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Very good. Staff presentation, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Patrick Murphy, Chief of Long Range Planning. I'm actually taking a back seat tonight, and I'm happy to introduce Mr. Lawrence Andrews, a senior planner in the Long Range Planning section. He has prepared this staff report and is looking forward to presenting it to you tonight.
Thank you.
I will give it away to Mr. Andrews.
Thank you.
Good evening, Commission. I'm Lawrence Andrews, and tonight before us, we have Laurel Homes Incorporated, 6700 16th Street, rezoning request from A1 Agricultural District to RM8 Multiple Family Residential. The conditions of the area: the site to be rezoned is approximately 9.24 acres. It's situated on the north side of 16th Street, approximately 600 feet west of 66th Avenue, and approximately half a mile east of 71st Street Avenue. It's also south of Central Assembly of God Church, approximately half a mile west of Indian River State College, and within 1 mile of the Indian River Mall to the northeast, all within the SR 60 corridor. Here's the current zoning map. The subject parcel is zoned A1. The applicant is requesting to rezone the property to RM8 to establish zoning consistent with the property's M1 medium-density residential future land use designation. The property is bordered by RM6 zoning to the east and RM8 zoning to the west. To the south across the 16th Street, the surrounding area consists of undeveloped parcels and single-family lots zoned A1. While to the north side is Central Assembly of God Church and in proximity to regional commercial anchors along the SR 60 corridor. Here's a future land use map. As you can see, it falls within that M1 land use, and it's bordered on 3 sides of M1, and across 16th Street is Agriculture 1 land use designation. The A1 Agriculture District, here's a description of the existing zoning. It's intended to provide areas for agricultural activities and very low-density residential development. It allows single-family residences at a maximum of 1 dwelling unit per 5 acres, and it permits continued agricultural use, including farming and citrus groves, as well as complementary uses such as farm worker housing and certain institutional uses, such as churches. Below is a table with the standards of the A1 Agricultural District. The RM8 Multifamily Residential District, which is the proposed zoning for this request, is intended to provide areas suitable for medium-density multifamily residential development. It allows diverse residential types, including townhomes, duplexes, apartments, condominiums, and single-family homes, and as well as serves as a transitional zoning between single-family residential neighborhoods and a more intensive commercial and industrial area. Below, you can see the table for the RM8 zoning district standards. The rezoning request is consistent with the M1 future land use designation. The property has an existing M1 medium-density residential future land use designation, allowing residential development at a maximum of 8 units per acre. Rezoning to RM8 remains fully consistent with this future land use classification. It's located within the county's urban service area. The site provides suitable levels of infrastructure to support medium-density multifamily development. It's positioned within the SR 60 corridor plan, or area, which is ideal for multifamily residential uses. No future land use amendment change is proposed or required as part of this request. As per our 1.43 criteria, we have to now analyze per chapter as well, 902.12. Following chapter 902.12, we have to go through a list of A through, I believe, K. So starting with A, in conflict with any applicable portion of the land development regulations, We found that no conflicts with the applicable land development regulations for the requested RM8 zoning designation are present. RM8 is on appropriate implementing zoning district for the property's M1 future land use designation. B, consistent with all elements of the comprehensive plan. It meets the criteria by following future land use element objective 1, objective 2, and policies 1.13, 1.4, 1.43, and 2.2. The proposed rezoning is consistent with the comprehensive plan policies aimed at promoting compatible land use within this area. C, consistent with existing and proposed land uses. Its proposed RM8 zoning is consistent with the existing M1 medium residential density. No future land use amendment change is proposed or required as part of this request. D, in compliance with adopted county thoroughfare plan. It's located on the north side of the 16th Street, approximately 600 feet west of 66th Avenue and half a mile east of 71st Street. And 16th Street is considered a major collection roadway. E, generate traffic which would decrease levels of service adopted. All roadway segments within the area of influence would operate at an acceptable level of service under the proposed RM8 zoning. Continuing on, F, subject to change conditions exist that warrant an amendment. The SR 60 corridor has experienced significant change with the Indian River Mall, Indian River State College, and being adjacent to RM6 and RM8 developments, it's establishing a more urbanized residential pattern. G, would decrease levels of service established for sanitary sewer, potable waste, solid waste, drainage, and recreation. The applicant may be required to pay utility connection and customary fees. A more detailed concurrency review will be conducted during the development review process. Below, you can see section 910.7 of the land development regulations, conditional concurrency review, rezoning requests based upon the most intense use. H, result in the significant adverse impacts on natural environment. The 9.24 acre subject parcel consists of old farmland and is currently undeveloped. A more detailed environmental analysis will be required when on-site specific development proposal is determined. I, result in orderly and logical development pattern, specifically identifying any negative effects on such pattern. The proposed amendment aligns with the comprehensive plan and the surrounding land uses. J, in conflict with the public interest and is in harmony with the purpose and intent of land development regulations. Staff found no adverse impacts to public welfare and finds that the request meets the purpose and intent of the land development regulations. K, any other matters that may be deemed appropriate in review and consideration of the proposed amendment, such as police protection, fire protection, and emergency and medical services. All concurrency mandated facilities have adequate capacity to accommodate the most intense use under the proposed zoning district of RM8. So in conclusion, the requested RM8 zoning district is compatible with the surrounding area, consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the county's adopted comprehensive plan, is consistent with the county's land development regulations, is deemed suitable for the subject property, and is supported by staff. Recommendation, staff recommends that the Planning and Zoning Commission recommend that the Board of County Commissioners approve this request to rezone the subject property from A1 to RM8. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence, and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Any commissioner questions on my left?
I noticed, it's not exactly a typo, but on page 1 of the compatibility thing. Yeah,
Right.
back one maybe?
Back one.
In reference to
Can you
what
go
was it?
back one?
Oh, back one?
Slide.
No, it's not that. Maybe go forward a couple, please. Oh, there it is. It says, under D, it says 71st Street Avenue.
Oh, yeah, that's a typo. I apologize, sir. It's supposed to just be street. Yep.
Okay, I just want to point that out.
You good, Mark?
Yeah.
Tommy, anything? Anything on the right?
When doing this, as it meets with the comprehensive plan, how does staff evaluate the piece for our statement of so much remains in ag, with our goals? So when a small piece like this is evaluated, how do you weigh that?
So are you asking about the overall amount of agricultural land in the county itself? We have an abundance amount of agricultural land zoned predominantly west of the interstate. We also have it outside the urban service area, south of here, sort of in the core between US 1 and 95. And we have a lot running up that same spine, if you will, in the north. We're not really in danger of going over the minimum that we've set aside in the comp plan. In this area that you see here, you can see how all of that land use has that M1 designation, which allows for a medium-density residential. And the zoning pattern over time, you've got an RM6 on one side and an RM8 on the other side. This land and the land right around it is in the urban service boundary. And a lot of the agricultural land was in place years and years ago, and over time has become developed and has gone to sort of a higher use as the more urban core starts to spread out and the development patterns expand. What you're seeing is a lot of this agricultural land changing over to something that is needed for that urban core. So this is definitely in concert with those development patterns, what the LDR supports and what the comp plan is actually promoting.
I do have a question.
Yes.
I realize, staff, that this is just a rezoning request. And I don't know, it's not a site plan approval, but can anyone here speak for what the intended usage of the acreage would be? I'm assuming it's going to be apartments, condominiums with RM8, but again, I realize it's not site plan.
Mr. Chair, sorry, for the record, Ryan Sweeney, Assistant, Acting Planning and Development Services Director. We can't answer that, frankly, for
Right.
rezoning. I mean.
So we open it up to anything.
No, we only open it up to either multifamily residential development or single, the items that Lawrence listed, apartments, townhomes, duplexes, single family. That's the underlying permitted use. There are some other obscure sort of institutional or conditional uses that could be, but we are not allowed to consider what they may say during the rezoning. But presumably it would be multifamily.
But with that, Ryan, when site plan approval, assuming that it's not something staff just approves, that would come back before us,
Yeah,
is that correct?
based on Lawrence's slide, the max density at 8 units per acre is like 73 units, so that would definitely come back to you all. Staff only has approval authority of 24 units, so presumably it would come back to you
So
under.
we don't have to worry about it at this point.
Correct. You would get another bite of the apple, so to speak.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question.
Yes.
And Patrick, I guess this is probably the time to bring it up. I don't know if we can get some kind of response until we have a joint meeting with the Board of County Commission. As I had mentioned earlier, this is going to happen more and more. And I'm glad to see this with Deb and Peter because they are top-notch. I guess my question, is there a way, as these come forward from Ag 1 to RM8 or RM6, we designate a PD tag on it? So now the county gets more of a benefit when these multi-units get built? Or is that too early in the stage to answer that question?
So the Plan Development District is one of the tools by which you can develop property, and it allows for a clustering of homes, and it allows for a smaller lot width as well. That is not something that staff or the board could force upon an applicant. If they're choosing to go with an RM8, and that's consistent with the land use category, and they align with one another, then they have the legal right to ask that. We can certainly have the conversation and encourage that, but there's not something that we could actually tag it, if you will, and say this needs to be a PD. We would not be legally allowed to do something of that nature.
I have no problem with who's before us because they do good work. I just see in the future that this could become a problem. And like I said, we'll discuss that at the joint meeting with the Board of County Commissioners.
And just to respond to Mr. Ream's question, the applicant can be brought forward and we can, have them address that their
No,
future
it
plans,
was
their
just a
intentions.
matter of curiosity. I fully realize this is nothing more than a rezoning request.
Sure.
I just wondered if there was an intended use that was made public, that's all.
In talking with the applicant, I believe that what they put on their application was attached single-family, or otherwise known as townhome development, was what their general intention is. But as Mr. Sweeney alluded to, the RM8 gives you the ability to develop any type of multifamily within that zoning category. So even if the expressed intent is to build townhomes,
They
that could
could
change.
change, I realize
Their
that.
project
Yes,
could
sir.
fall through, and they could, turn that land over to someone else, and they could build within the confines of RM8. So
could still
when
be
when
done
doing these
like
evaluations, you look at all the types of uses that could possibly be built under RM8. Well, we do believe this is compatible with the existing zoning language that is on either side of it as well, and the pattern that's been taking place over time on 16th Street in this area.
Commissioners, we good? Okay, this is a public hearing, so I'll open the public hearing to all who have been sworn in. If you have something to say, pick either one of the podiums and name and address, please.
Good evening. John Blum with Carter Associates, 1708 21st Street, representing Laurel Homes. We do have a lot of the Robinson family here, Deb, Peter, and Joe. Also have one of my younger engineers here, Corey Helm. And I don't have anything really to present. I thought Lawrence did a fabulous job, and just here to answer any questions.
Any questions? No, sir. Any questions?
No, but I think you need to point out the boss is here.
Yeah. Deb is definitely the boss.
Wrong, Jim.
All right, I guess.
Thank you.
I guess you're off the hook.
Appreciate it.
Anyone else? Anyone else like to speak on this? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Any additional discussion on the right?
No, sir.
Any additional discussion on the left? No. Call for motion.
I'll make a motion for staff recommendation.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? It passes. That covers our agenda items. Any commissioner matters?
No, sir.
Any,
I got a question.
okay, yep.
Probably for Ryan. Where do I find the information to define what those levels of landscape development are?
They're in the land development regulations, so if you go to the county website, there is a link to the code. Our land development.
Tell me A is B, C, D. is
Correct,
this?
yep,
Okay.
yeah, and there's a table. And I can send you a link that'll take you directly to the landscape section.
Thank you.
Chapter 926.
Yeah.
Good.
I do have one other question.
Yeah.
Ryan, I think we had a problem getting the information out to us.
We all
Yes.
did.
Yeah, I didn't
We
realize
all
the file
did.
size limitation was, or the files were larger than I anticipated. So, and then the link that I originally sent to you was locked. So
Right.
I apologize for that.
And I want to thank Lisa for
Thank
getting
you.
it sent to me, so.
Well, and I want to apologize to Lisa because she got absolutely reprimanded by me with 24-hour notice of a meeting.
Sorry.
And,
So, since we mentioned that, two things. Tommy, I know you're on what we call the agenda only. I actually staff sends out two different emails. One is the agenda only, which if you receive that one, should be an indicator, okay, we do have a meeting. Because otherwise, we send out the cancellation notice. So if you receive agenda only and you don't receive your full packet, that's an indication that it didn't get through.
I've been getting it, though.
Yeah,
Right,
but,
well.
yeah, most of us didn't get the agenda only.
The file was just too large,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, our main staff assistant in Dallas, who typically would send out the packet, has since moved over to utilities, so I'll take the blame for that one.
Change that if you can, Ryan, because like I said, I've been getting the agenda, I've been getting the items when it comes with my agenda.
it was the file size.
But he was saying I'm just agenda only.
No, you get both.
So that mean he's not getting the
No, no.
Wednesday report?
I send out, that's a
get
different
that
thing
too.
altogether. For when P and Z goes out, we send out two different emails to two different groups. The agenda-only group is a much larger group, folks that are interested, or, what have you. But that's literally just the agenda only. If you're on that list, and I'll just add all of you to that just in case. If you see that, then that's an indicator that, hey, we do have a meeting because here's the agenda. If you don't get a separate email that it only goes to you all,
that's the full packet, then that's just a mental cue that, hey, I didn't get it. However, what we're also
We
gonna
gotta
do.
go back to printing the package.
No,
and
we'll just,
delivering
we'll default to sending out a link each time.
Add us all to the agenda only.
Yes, we'll do.
But we've had much bigger things like the comp plan.
Well, yeah,
More pages, less bytes.
yeah, the colorized graphics are very data intensive. I apologize for that. And thank you, Lisa, for getting it out.
Yes, you put up with a lot of grief, man.
Okay, so I think we're to planning matters.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that we unfortunately, we will most likely be having the second meeting of September as well. Hoping it's only one item, and I may, more likely will not be here, but we will be having the second meeting in September.
That's the 25th?
If that's the
Yes.
fourth Thursday,
Okay.
yes, it is.
Yep,
Thank you.
yep.
That's it for me.
Anything else?
That's all I
Attorney
have.
matters?
Nothing today. Thank you.
Good deal. We're adjourned.